Okay, thank you. See, multiple inheritance. Okay, in multiple inheritance, how this multiple inheritance will form? Uh, One single derived class is derived from multiple base classes. Means that you are going to derive one class. For example, C is there here. You are deriving this C from multiple base classes. Okay, here you have A and B. These two are become base. Okay, from these two base classes, you are deriving one class, that is C. Okay, from these two base classes. Here C is derived class, or you can say subclass. Okay, this is derived and this is base, and even A also base class. See, uh, what it is, you are going to derive one class from two or more base classes. Okay, even you can go with some other class from D class also. You can derive this. D also will become base now. Okay, for one single class you have base classes. Okay, from these three base classes you are deriving one class. Okay, this is multiple inheritance. Okay, in multi-level, you are deriving one class from another class. That class is going to derive one more class, and that class is going to derive one more class in a level. But coming to multiple, you are deriving one class. Okay, this class is derived from multiple base classes, two or more base classes. Okay, if it is one base class, single inheritance. Okay, multiple base classes means multiple inheritance. Okay, how it the syntax to like for this multiple inheritance is, first you have class A. Okay, here I will write this is class A. Okay, one base class. You have one more class, class B. Okay, actually here we need to write as per our course syntax, but here I'm just writing. Okay, class B, and you have one more class. Better, just a second. I will make it base class as this one is C and this one is D. Okay, a D you are deriving from three base classes A, B, C. Okay, so you have one more class, class C. Syntax is as per syntax you need to follow. Semicolon is mandatory. If you are not placing semicolon means you will get errors. Okay, three base classes you have, one, two, three, A, B, C. From these three base classes, you are going to derive one class D. Class D, you are deriving from three base classes. How you can? For example, in previous case, you are simply using as per our derived inheritance syntax. Okay, one class and mode and derived class. Sorry, base class. Derived class, mode, base class. Okay, same syntax here also we are following, but here you have multiple classes, base classes. Okay, in that case simply you need to give, just see the syntax. Okay, class, derived class. Okay, you are deriving D from three base classes. Okay, first one is public A, one base class. Simply you need to mention comma. Okay, comma, public B, public C. You can use any mode here. Mode 1, mode 2, mode 3. Public C here. Okay. See, in this way, you can derive one class from multiple base classes. Okay. While deriving multiple base classes, just you need to use comma here. Clear, right? In multi-level, simple. You are just deriving into next level. Okay. But in coming to multiple, you are deriving one class, this one class from multiple base classes. Base class A, B, C. Syntax is this thing. class, derived class, visibility mode, base class, comma, visibility mode, base class, comma, visibility mode, base class. You can go with any number of base classes, class E also. Simple, just place one comma and public or private or protected E. See, in this case, what happens in derived class, all the members, A class members, B class members, and C class members, even E class members also visible inside B, inside D. Okay, inside D, all are visible. Even for this D also may have its own members. Okay, this is about multiple inheritance. Next, we have hierarchical. See, hierarchical is similar to multiple only, but reverse. Okay, let's see how this hierarchical will. The fourth one is, see, in hierarchical what happens? Single base class derives more than one, like derived classes. Okay, that means single base class. For example, here you have A. This single base class is going to derive more than one derived classes. Okay, see here B, C, D, E. Similar to this thing only, but reverse. Here you have more than one base classes, but here you have more than one derived classes. This is super class and base class. This one derived one. This is derived two, derived three, derived four. You can derive more than one. Are you getting the point?
Yes, sir.
See, single base class is going to derive more than one derived classes. This type of inheritance you can say hierarchical inheritance. Okay. Syntax similar. You have one class, base class, that is class A. Okay. It may have some properties, means some data members and member functions. Okay. Any type, private, protected, and public. Okay, based on visibility, those members are visible in derived classes. See, from this particular single base class, I'm just deriving these four like derived classes. Okay, same syntax, class B. Okay, public A. Okay, class C. Tell me, anyone?
Public A, sir.
A
A,
only,
A
because
only.
from only one
Only one
one
base
base class we
class.
have. Same class D. You can go with not only public, you can go with private also. Private A.
A.
Okay. Class E, protected A. You have only one base class. Okay. One base class, multiple derived classes. Okay. This inheritance we can say hierarchical inheritance. Okay. Now what happens? Whatever the members are available inside A are visible inside B, are visible inside C. Means A's members only visible in C, and A's members are visible in D and E. For example, you have A members inside B, and B also may have some other properties. means other members are there. Can we access this B class members inside C?
Yes, sir.
Any other answer?
Sir.
No, we cannot access because we are not deriving from B. Only A, from A you are deriving. This B class may have some its own members. These members are not accessible inside C. If you observe here, I'm just deriving C from A, not from B. Then how you can access B class members?
Okay, we can create one object reference, no, sir, for B. So we can
For
access.
B you can create. But I'm
Yeah.
saying inside C, can you access these members?
Okay. No, no, no.
Not
Understood.
possible.
Mm.
Okay. If you are deriving from that particular class, then only you can access that particular class members. Okay. Simple thing. Okay, here the single base class is deriving multiple like derived classes. This is about hierarchical inheritance. One more, hybrid means it is combination of two or more inheritances, like single inheritance with multiple, single inheritance with the multi level, like that you can combine two or more. Okay, that is hybrid inheritance. The hybrid inheritance simple, it is a combination of two or more inheritances, either single inheritance with the multi level, or multi level with the like hierarchical, anything. You can combine two or more. For example, here I have one inheritance, multi level inheritance is there. Okay, I'm just combining with the multiple. For example, here I have one more class D is there. Okay, this D class is also deriving into C. See, up to here, this is multi-level, right? This one, this dotted lines. Or else I will take. Okay. This one is multi-level, right? Your first A class is deriving to B, and B class is deriving to C. Multi-level inheritance. I'm just combining with multiple. If you observe this part, this is multiple. This is multiple, and this one is multi-level. Are you getting my point? Just I'm combining two or more. I'm just combining two here. Okay, two inheritance I'm just combining, so that you can say it is hybrid inheritance. Okay, here I'm just combining multi-level. Okay, multi-level with multiple. Okay, if you see this blue lines, blue thing, this is multi-level. If you see this green one, this is multiple. Means you are deriving one class from multiple base classes. If you see here, this is multiple, right? You are deriving one class from multiple base classes, two or more base classes. The same thing in multi-level also. You are deriving one class from another class. This class is deriving one more class. Like that, one level is there. Okay, I'm just combining this multi-level with multiple called hybrid. Okay, combination of two inheritances. Okay, here see, these two base classes are deriving one single like C. See, then how you can write the code for this thing? Just tell me, anyone. First, you have class A. This class is deriving B, right? Class B. Suppose public A. Public A, right? See, you have one more class class D. See, just like A class, you have one more class D. Okay, now I'm going to derive class C from two base
Okay.
classes. One is B, one is D. Okay, tell me now.
Public B, comma, public C.
Public B, comma, public
C.
D. D here. You are
Yes, sir.
deriving C. Okay, you are deriving C from two base classes. One is D, one more is one is B, one more is D. Okay. This is the way you can form hybrid inheritance. Okay, combination of two. You may go with uh, any two. For example, A is there. A is deriving B, and this one is C, and you can go with D. In this way also you can go. Two inheritance are there here. Okay. This one is, what is this thing? One base class, two derived classes. This is hierarchical. Coming to here, two base classes for D, two base classes and one derived class. Okay, this is multiple. In this way also you can uh, combine two or more. You can go with more number also. For example, this D may derive E. If you see here, it is single inheritance. Okay, like that you can combine two or more inheritance that will form hybrid inheritance. Okay. See, these are the different forms of inheritance: single inheritance, multiple inheritance, multi-level, hierarchical, and hybrid. Five, five types. Okay. The same thing we will see once in compiler how these inheritance are going to work. Okay. With public mode only we will see. Okay. For example, this class A and the class B is there. Okay. See, inside class A, I'm just taking private members are not accessible, right? Just leave about private members. Okay. Protected members I'm just taking. Protected and I will take one public member. Public void display A I'm taking, means I'm just displaying a function name display here, or else just print some message. Okay. This is class A. Okay. Now you have protected members and public members. Okay, I'm just taking one more class B, and I'm just deriving from class A. Okay, now these members are by default visible inside B as well, because protected members you can access and public members you can access. In public mode, these two will become protected will become protected and public will become public. Means directly these are visible inside B. Okay, like inside B, I'm just writing one more public one function while uh, this to be display function related to B out. This is class B. Just talking about single inheritance. Okay, this is related to single inheritance. See, one base class is deriving one subclass. Okay, B is only one subclass is derived from one base class. This inheritance you can say single inheritance. Okay, these members are by default visible here. Okay, now uh, if I create object for, see, the point is you are able to accessing the members of base class. How you can access? See, if I create object for A, okay, if I create object for A, can I access B class members? See, here I'm just creating one object A obj1. Is it possible to create object for A, class A? It is possible because you have one class, that for that particular class you can create objects. You can create unlimited objects. Okay, in your mid exam, some students or 269 something number I given, they are mentioning 260. Not only 269, you can create unlimited, means unlimited number of objects you can create for this particular object. Okay, now tell me, can I create object for this particular A? Are you getting my point? See, you have one class is there. For that particular class, can we create object or not? That is my question.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is possible. Okay. In second unit, we did many problems, right? Many examples we have seen. You have one class, means for that particular class, you can create objects. Then only memory allocated for that particular object. Declaring class means there is no meaning. Okay, if you want to use that particular class, you must create one object. Okay, with that object only you can do something. Without object you cannot do. Okay, see, you have class A. This class, for this particular class A, I'm just creating an object. If I create an object for this particular class A, I can access only A class members. Okay, these members only I can access. For example, if you see here, like obj one dot display, means display A, simple. Okay, what it will print? Just it will print this message. This is class A in the output. Okay, this is class A. It is printed. See, can I access this function with this object obj1? Obj1 dot disp B. Can I access this B class members using A class object? Very important point here. Let's observe carefully. I have created object for A. Okay, by using that object you can access A class members. With the same A class object, can I access B class members? You are not in the class. You are not observing.
Yes, sir.
No, it is not possible because you have created object for only A. Means inside A you have only these members. These members can access. Then how you can access B class members? B class members are not available inside A, right? But A class members are available inside B. For that, here the note is, we will always create object for derived classes only. With the derived class, you can access both base class members as well as derived class members. Okay. Instead, I will change this A class object to B class object. Okay, simple. For B class, I'm just creating one object obj1. For this obj1 means now this obj1 belongs to B class. For this particular B, I have created object. Okay, with this object you can access B class members and A class members also, because already these members are by default visible inside B. That is the concept of inheritance here. Inside B you have all the members of base class, means A class members are already visible here. Okay, now you are able to access both B class members and A class members by using derived class object. Okay, that B class, by using B class object, now you are in a position to access both A class members and the B class members. Now you can see I'm just calling A class member a function disp A and B class member disp B. Now you can see it will print both. This is A and this is B. Clear, right? If you are creating object for derived class, inside derived class both are available. Means A class members are available, B class members are available. So that you can use both. Okay, this is about single inheritance. Okay, one class, one base class, and one subclass. Okay, if you are creating object for B, you can access A class members also. Okay, if you are creating object for A, means you can access only A class members. B class members are not available inside A, but inside B you have A class members as well. Okay, clear? This is about single inheritance. Okay, see, then coming to multi-level. Okay, in multi-level, same, you may have class C, not C, I will take after B, C, one base class and one subclass. Now in this next level, I'm just creating class C from base class B. Okay, public B. See, now inside C, this disp B is available. Okay, and even A class members also available. Now you can see I'm changing this to C, this to C, and this is class. See, one base class A is there. From this A class, I'm just deriving one more class B, okay, from A. Okay, this B also may have some its own members. Now I'm going into the next level, multi-level, right? Okay, I'm just like deriving one more class C from B. See, observe this diagram. This one, first A is there. From A you are deriving B. Okay, same thing. Whatever you have written here, the same thing I'm writing in compiler. Okay, see, first A is there. You are deriving B from A, and you are deriving C from B. See, you are deriving C from B. Okay, this particular C also may have some its own members. Okay, can anyone tell? Can we access A class members inside C? I'm just opening chart box. Just you can type it in chart box, and you can unmute and you can see. My question is, inside C, can I access A class members? Okay, inside A you have disk A is there. This is public only. Okay, can I access this disk A inside C?
No, sir.
Any other answer? We can access. See, A is there. A class members are available in B. Okay, means B also may have its own members. Both A class members and B class members you are deriving into C. Means inside C, both members, A class members and B class members, are visible. If I derive into C, or sorry, into D, inside D, all the members, A class members, B class members, and C class members are visible. That is the use of multi-level. Okay. See, from A, you are deriving B. Means A class members are available inside B. A class members are there. plus B class members are there. Okay. Then you are deriving C from B. Now inside B you have A class members plus B class members. Both will appear inside C. A plus B. And even for C also may have its own members. Okay. See, now if I create an object for B class, up to B class only you can access. You cannot access C class members. If I create object for C, if I create object for C class object can access all the A class, B class, even C class members also you can access. See, I'm just trying to access A class member, means display, trying to access B class member. Okay, I'm trying to access even C class member also. obj1 dot this to C. I'm creating object for only C class, means this particular class. If I'm creating object for this particular class, means you can access only C class objects. I'm saying only C class object. But inside C already you have A class members and B class members. Okay, because you are deriving from base class B. Okay, now in a position to, if by using C class object, you can access all the three classes members. Let's see how the output will look. A, B, C. This is means you are in a position to access all the base classes members inside a derived class. Next, same thing you can write for these two. Multiple also same. Okay, take three base classes and derive one. For multiple, I will say one example. Okay, I will just copy entire thing and taking new file. Okay, in multiple case, you need to derive one class from multiple base classes, right? Okay, here you have class A is there, and class B is there, and class C also there. Okay. See, I'm going to derive one class. I'm applying multiple inheritance for this class B. Okay, tell me how you can do multiple inheritance here. Public class A, comma,
From
public class B means from two or more base classes we have, you are deriving one derived class. Two or more base classes are deriving one derived class is called multiple inheritance. Okay, and comma public C. Okay, now inside D we have A class members, B class members, and C class members. This is the way you can like create multiple inheritance. Okay, instead of C, I'm just creating a D class object. Now you can see this is multiple, right? Just saving this file multiple dot cpp, means it is a C++ file. Okay, this save. Now if I create object inside class D, I'm not writing anything, but I'm just deriving from these three base classes, means all these three base classes members are available inside D. Okay, I'm not adding any features inside D, but I'm trying to access base classes members, A class, B class, and C class members using object of this particular D. Okay, creating object for D I'm trying to access the three members. Okay? Just see whether we can access all the three members or not. Okay, you are in a position to access all the three members. Okay, this is multiple. Same hierarchical. In hierarchical case, uh, from one base class, you can derive multiple derived classes. Okay, this thing. From one base class, you can derive multiple derived classes, two or more derived classes. This is hierarchical. And hybrid can go with two. Okay, try these two like examples also in compiler. Okay. Rahman, can you take one screenshot and forward to me? Okay. Rahman. Rahman is present.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Take one screenshot and forward to me. Okay.
Okay, sir. Taken, sir, already.
Yeah, that's it in today's class. Okay, just go through all the different forms of inheritance. Okay, try to practice these examples. Okay, how we are able to like implementing these inheritance, hybrid inheritance. Okay, hierarchical, multi-level, multiple. Okay, that's in the next class. What we will see, like here we are writing only like functions, right? Member functions you are writing. Okay, like along with the member functions, if I write some constructor, okay, what happens? How that constructors are going to call when, for example, if I create one object for a particular class, means by default, default constructor is going to call. Whenever you are creating object, constructors are going to call, right? See, if I create object for B class, uh, which class constructor is going to call first? Means either base class or subclass or uh, like that. Okay, you may include some destructors also. Okay, how the destructor is going to call inside base class and inside derived class. Okay, that is one topic related to inheritance, and one more is virtual base class. Okay, that is also some important topic, virtual base class. Okay, that we will two topics we will see in the next class, so that this particular inheritance related first part, the third unit first part is will come, first part will complete. Okay, that's it from today's class. Okay, we'll meet in the next class.